an inflection point in every company, in every cycle, where you end up having more supply than you have demand, right? There's only X amount of people that can afford a new $2,000 laptop every single year. Hence why Apple is making such a big push to countries like India, into countries in the Middle East, into countries in Southeast Asia. Why? Because they need to expand their market, right? The American market is quite saturated now for them. And now you're introducing the big friction that causes every company to eventually be shortable, right? Which is one of the things that I talk about oftentimes. It is how I make my money. I bet against companies. I know it sounds insane, but it has proven to be a phenomenal investment vehicle to bet against companies. It usually pays off better than betting for companies, right? And I'm not a type of person that bets out of spite. I'm a type of person that bets out of an understanding of market cycles and a macro analysis in trends. So a trend that I noticed is I saw Apple expanding to India, and I said, why are they expanding to India? They need to what? Grow shareholder value, which is the big fundamental problem with the stock market, right? The big fundamental problem is that everything is driven by what? The next quarter. Everything is revolves around the satisfaction of the shareholders. So you need to exploit that and understand that a lot of companies make short-term decisions and they present their flaws through not direct voicing of, hey, we're doing this wrong, but by understanding how people move, right? And many times the expansion of companies doesn't necessarily mean that the company is more profitable or that it will obtain a bigger piece of market share, but that sometimes it is struggling to increase the revenue that it has locally, right? Hence, that was the thesis as to why I placed an Apple short, as to why I think Apple has at least 15 to 20% room to the downside. Now, the data set, the piece of information, the clue comes in the fact that I was understanding things that were happening at a geopolitical level before even looking at a chart, right? Before even looking at or thinking about Apple, I was introducing this philosophy and this train of thinking, and then cross-analyzing it with the technical side, aka the chart, which will give you an understanding as to how people perceive the company in its current state. So if you guys go and read the last 10 years worth of reports of Apple, look at how they performed during their second quarter, right? During their first quarter of the year. Look how they performed. And you'll realize it's not the best, most amazing performance ever, right? So you introduce that plus a recession, plus inflation, plus massive debt, it doesn't really look good, right? And when your main driver of stock value is your revenue, right? And your user acquisition, when you no longer have those numbers, your shares will decline. Whether it's realistic or unrealistic is irrelevant. What matters is the sentiment that is attached to that. Hence, why I told you guys many, many months ago to long Meta, right? Meta, the entire thesis behind Meta, a multi-million-dollar play and a multi-million-dollar cash out. Like, guys, I did it in front of you. Like, it's not bullshit. It's not lies. It was in front of you, publicly posted, saying, hey, I'm putting 10% of my net worth into Meta, right? Very straightforward. From 97 to 77, I'm going to layer down buys, right? That was what was mentioned publicly, right? So I staked my reputation on that piece of information. And what people don't understand is that I don't take a dozen trades a month. I don't take a dozen trades a day. I prefer taking 2 months to plan out a trade and to plan out my approach to the market and making sure that the direction that I pick is accurate or has a higher probability of success, and I reduce my risk level. Now I'm in a situation where I am playing momentum, right? I'm not trying to push a market or dictate a narrative. I'm just following along when things seem clear, right? When they seem obvious. So Facebook, the entire thesis behind Facebook was what? Guys, think, use your fucking heads. This is where you begin to perceive things in a different manner, in a way that other people don't perceive it, which is what? During Q4, advertisers ramp up their spend, right? Facebook ad spend, therefore making Facebook ads more expensive. Q4 is super hot, so everybody's competing on the keywords. So now you have big spenders bidding higher, right? Therefore, their pockets are being depleted, and all that money is entering what? Facebook's wallet. So we understand, look at the last 7 years of performance of Facebook, how every single Q4 they fucking crush. They fucking crush, and the stock pumps. So what do you think is going to happen in 2 years? Once all of this scenario kind of calms down, if we ever re-enter a advertising social media profile again, now it's kind of altered with Elon Musk introducing subscriptions, but that's beside the point. The point is, you can base your investment thesis based off of patterns, right? Patterns of human behavior. If for the last 5 years and e-commerce was hot, right? People were spending a shit ton of money on Facebook ads. What makes me believe that on the 6th year, anything is going to change? When there's more money in circulation, more credit cards in circulation, and more money ready to be just thrown at any random shit. Do you understand? So, based off of that thesis, I allocate 10% of my net worth to a Facebook, a Meta long position. And that increased by 120%. Right now, I think my average buy was like $87. Right now, Meta is at $210 per share. So for every share that I bought, I made 140, 130 something dollars, right? Now I'm exiting that position because my thesis is complete, which is what? The Facebook stock, Meta stock, will pump due to their performance of Q4. That was the thesis. And their reduction in exposure to the metaverse, which investors didn't like. Do you understand? Perfect. I need these things to start reasoning in your head, because this way you're going to be able to find opportunities. Now I'm here in Miami. I'm traveling. I'm on my way to Bali. I'm moving to Bali, guys. So as I travel, as I, spend the next couple of days in the air and voyaging, I'm not going to be looking at the charts. I'm not going to be looking at the markets, nor do I have to, because my investment thesis is placed. My plan is established. Now, it's very interesting. I didn't make an announcement about it, but I was looking at many banking stocks a couple months ago, and they felt really toppy. I couldn't explain why, but they just seemed toppy. And I feel like, having looked into that more, I would have figured out potential issues and cracks in the banking system. These are the flaws we need to exploit, because the flaws are designed by people, ladies and gentlemen. Exploiting flaws is not wrong. Exploiting flaws is exploiting flaws. Just like if there's a video game and you have the ability to unlock a level 10 sword to beat the next boss without having to spend 5 hours playing the game, you would do that. Now, one of the ways to unlock these secrets and unlock this information, ladies and gentlemen, is your network. It's the people that you surround yourself with. So I'm positioned in a situation now where I'm getting information from people being like, hey, check out this piece of information. Oh, Luke, did you know that the United States is funding, guys, check it, okay? Luke, do you know that the United States is funding billions of dollars for the United States companies, right, to be able to go figure out lithium mining that is local? Because we only have one lithium mine in the United States. All of our lithium production is dependent from other countries, whether it's Africa, whether it's Russia, it doesn't matter, right? So they're pushing this entire climate change ESG narrative. So the people that run the world and run the narrative and run the bank accounts have come to realize that what needs to take place is just like Elon Musk realized, oh, there's going to be a big push for cars. Therefore, I need to go find all the subsidies and all the grants from the government in order to fund my company. Now the government is doing the exact same thing for companies that want to start lithium mines in order for us to have our own battery manufacturing plants inside of America. So we need to figure out what are the companies, right, that are getting these subsidies, that are getting these grants, so that you can front run the information in the market. Because remember, once it hits the news, guys, listen to me. Once it hits the news, it's too late. Do you understand? Once it hits the news, it's mainstream. Once you see something on Twitter, it's too late. Like, you don't understand. Like, you don't seem to get it. That's why people are like, oh, you can find everything on the internet. You can't, motherfucker. You can't find everything on the internet. Because once it's on the internet, all the ants are crawling all up in the information, dude. So once you understand that a lot of the information that's out there is planted to create a sentiment and create a direction, then you begin to understand that you need to develop a network of people that think and dissect and share information so that you can have advantages in the marketplace. Do you not think that there was people that were insiders that knew that Silicon Valley Bank was going to go bust? You don't think there's people there that were shorting the fuck out of that? You don't think so? Well, if you don't think so, you're stupid. And the reason you're stupid is because you lack information. So shut the fuck up, sit down, get educated, and understand that you don't know anything about how the world works. That's why you're here, right? And it's with that humility and an attitude of being teachable that you begin to realize that how these motherfuckers are creating money and how you're creating money is vastly different. Vastly different. These guys click two buttons, and they create $100 billion in liquidity. And you slave your entire life force away, your entire life force for nothing, for crumbs in a rented apartment. Ask yourself, why are they on this side of the spectrum and why are you on this side of the spectrum? And what the fuck do you have to do to figure out how you can expend your life force and actually not be a slave working a 9 to 5 for a boss that would replace you in 48 fucking hours? Do you understand? So when they're printing money out of thin air, you need to ask yourself, how do they do it? But no, bro, everybody wants to hustle. Everybody wants to talk back. Everybody wants to have opinions and smart ideas. But then they open up their bank account and they're fucking poor. They're poor. So shut the fuck up and listen for once. For once. Maybe you don't have all the answers. Maybe you don't understand how to create wealth. If you're not sitting on 8 figures liquid in a money market account, understanding how to leverage your time and your freedom and how to position your family so that they don't have to work a 9 to 5, you should shut the fuck up. You don't have a place to talk. You don't have a place at the table with the big dogs when you're a fucking puppy. Do you understand? So there's big dogs out here playing the game, right? You're out here in Miami Somebody owns these buildings. Somebody out here owns these, right? Like somebody said, fuck this. I'm going to own my own crib. I'm going to build this bullshit up in the air, and I'm going to build a good relationship with bankers so that they can front me the money. And now I'm going to convince a bunch of twats to pay me $15,000 a month to live in a cage in the sky. So there's levels to the levels, ladies and gentlemen, and it all starts with your self-education and understanding that you need to question everything around you. You're not part of a community. You're fucked in the head. You're by yourself. You have no good habits. You have no discipline. You've instilled no mechanisms to win in life. You're isolated. Therefore, you receive no information. And then you're prideful to listen when somebody's taking the time to do something on your behalf to help you. The fuck you think I'm here for likes, bro? The reason there's 5,000 people listening to this shit is because you guys know I'm the fucking real deal. Like, capiche? Like, has it not entered your head yet? There's different people playing different games. Please do not be ignorant. Do not be ignorant to believe that you have information that other people don't have, that you have a work ethic that other people don't have. There's motherfuckers out there, dude, that will eat you for lunch. And they did it. They locked you up for 3 fucking years, and you had to shut the fuck up, comply, while they printed trillions of dollars in front of your face. And you ain't even mad about it. You ain't even mad. You ain't even mad, bro. So that's the data set today, ladies and gentlemen. That is the principle that I wanted to convey with you. Oh, by the way, I got the Rolex too, guys. So I almost forgot. Here we go. Rolex giveaway. I've been wanting to give away this Rolex for a bit now, but I haven't been home. So I just got back home, and I had one of my team members be like, yo, you got to give away that Rolex. So here we are. Beautiful Rolex. I'll do a video after this live on the chat for you guys with the watch and the instructions. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's build this this community. If you guys have, I just need one person, right? If you guys just have one, just not person with potential, just a savage, bring them in, right? Invite them into the network, invite them into the community, because we're really glitching here, dude. The amount of shit that's going to be taking place over the next couple of years, if you're not in a network of people that are going to elevate you and that are pushing you forward, you're going to be fucked. I've had a lot of people ask me over the last couple of weeks, just blasting me, you know, Luke, you opened up the Telegram. Are you going to open up anything for members to communicate? I'm working on opening up Capital Club again. I don't know how long I'm going to open it for, when I'm going to open it, but I'll keep you guys announced and informed. But it'll be for a limited time if that happens. I opened it initially in 2019 for 2 days. I opened it in 2021 for 2 days. And now it's 2023. It's been 4 years. We've had a 95% member retention rate, which has been fucking crazy. And now I have a new company CEO, which is Steve Tan. Absolute savage in business. So we're discussing potentially bringing some new members in. So I'll keep you guys informed with that, but be on the lookout. But I'm moving to Bali. There's new data sets to acquire, new information to unlock. And I wanted to come on here and converse with you guys for a few minutes. So yeah, we're not going to do any Q&As this time. I want to keep it short, respect your guys' time. Be on the lookout for a video here in a couple hours. with the Rolex giveaway. And I'll see you guys soon. Be safe, be well, and